Well, we're going to kick off the Collie Stock Championship for 2025-2026, the first of 6 heat races tonight. But so many of them, we split them in half. Ethan Genev, third generation driver from the pole in car number 4 to his outside. Seth Robinson in the 17. 101 is Dylan McGee. 12 is Paul Briggs. 78, Colby Bosley. 15, Wayne Thomson in a Commodore. Quite unusual. And from the back of the bus, another number 4. That's Matt Hammond. Now 7 cars to go around over the 8 laps. The Collie Stock Championship for this season is all go. And a former winner of this event back in 2018, Ethan Genev will lead him down the back straight for the first of 8 occasions. Fellow clubmate here in Collie, Paul Briggs, quickly up in a second. In their Penrod Oils, number 12 for the Good Guys Performance Centre. In fact, Paul Briggs, Falcon, sounding like it's running on about 3 cylinders. Dramas early in the night for car number 12. Seth Robinson is third. The 101, Dylan McGee sitting in 4th. Manjimups, Colby Bosley back in 5th. Matt Hammond, who started probably 50 metres back from the rest of the field in the Kachana Beef number 4. Puts Wayne Thomson back to the tail of the field. 2 down and 6 remaining. And young Ethan, he spends a lot of time in the water truck and the grader and all sorts of things, all different jobs around the venue. He leads the way in car 4 at the moment. Paul Briggs trying to run him down with a Falcon that is certainly running on about 5 cylinders. It might have cleared itself ever so slightly. They come around the front straight. Of course, Wayne Thomson, a former winner of the Collie Stock Championship. Yeah, Ethan Genev's last win in this event back in 2018. Briggs trying to run him down. Dylan McGee, Matt Hammond from P7 up into 4th place. And that very quick Commodore from Augusta Margaret River. But the 2 local Collie Falcons of Genev and Briggs have scooted away from the rest of the field. Look at Brigger looking to the inside of Ethan Genev on the exit of turn number 2, past the Collie Machine Shop sign into turn number 3. And Paul Briggs throwing everything at Ethan Genev. Our Street Stocks hustling on the front straight. Briggs to the inside on Genev. Almost a photo finish at the line if they were coming into the checker. Briggs now takes the lead, puts Genev back to 2nd. Matt Hammond now in 3rd, but has a lot of real estate to make up on the 2 Collie Falcons in front of him of Briggs and Genev. You'd love a stoppage with Matt Hammond. He sits back in 3rd from Dylan McGee, Seth Robinson, Colby Bosley, and Bunbury's Wayne Thomson. Last of all at the moment in car 15. Don't say that too often for Wayne Thomson. He's had a storied career in street stock around WA. That with a lap and a half to go, it might be smoking, it might be running rough, but it's not slowing down. Paul Briggs as he takes the Falcon out of turn number 4. Greets the white flag from Ian Crow, 1 to run. Genev in 2nd from Hammond, Dylan McGee, Seth Robinson, Colby Bosley, and Wayne Thomson, the son of the Hall of Famer Darryl Thomson. But through Cardinals for the final time. It's going to be Collie's Paul Briggs in car number 12. He'll take the opening heat race at the Collie Stock Championship. The Collie 1-2 from the number 4 of Genev. Number 4 of Hammond will be 3rd. 101 Dylan McGee will be 4th. From the 17 to Seth Robinson, Wayne Thomson ended up 6th with Colby Bosley will be 7th. Will be credited with 7th place. I think he might have even found the concrete wall in the later stages in the number 78 Falcon from Manjimup, who will begin their season next Saturday night with a visit from the Limited Sprint Car Association of WA. But Collie's Paul Briggs, outstanding performance in car number 12. Got the better of Ethan Genev, albeit with a slightly missing Ford Falcon. But he takes the win in car 12. Heat number 2 of the Collie Stock Championship. Thompson's Auto Parts. Number 10, Damon Thomson, your pole sitter. For this one, Gavin Yates to his outside on the 531. It's Collie's Cody Avens. 28, Reese O'Reilly. 7, Josh Aspinall. 70, Mark Higgins. And 66, Seth Hensey, former junior competitor at this venue. 7 starters to go round. 8 laps of journey. We're going to go clockwise. The second race in a row for this Collie Championship. Josh Aspinall got a great start from the 3rd row. He's quickly up into 3rd in car number 7 as our Street Stocks head down the back straight. The first of 8 occasions. Seth Hensey with a bit of a moment on the back straight, but he gathers up to 66. At the local yokel. In fact, they're both locals. 1-2, Damon Thomson and Cody Avens. Cars 10 and 31 respectively in their Ford Falcons. Lead the way. Josh Aspinall quickly up into 3rd place as further back Mark Higgins and Gavin Yates side by side for 4th and 5th. Reese O'Reilly and Seth Hensey having all sorts of dramas at the tail of the field in the Bunbury Mazda number 66. But Damon Thomson, he knows how important a pole position start is in car number 10. He leads the way from Cody Avens. Further back to Josh Aspinall, trying to run them down. Aspinall calls the trade hire. Augusta Margaret River Speedway home. Sits back in 3rd from Mark Higgins, Gavin Yates, Reese O'Reilly, and Seth Hensey is the way they run. But Cody Avens with a big lunge to the inside of his cousin in Damon Thomson, and he hits the lead in the Hydrolink number 31. Thomson trying to fight back on him in the low line. These two local Collie street stock competitors battling it out, and Thomson takes back the lead in car number 10. Great crowd down there in Cardinals Corner watching the action, and Thomson now leads, puts Avens back to 2nd from Josh Aspinall in the 7. Further back to Mark Higgins, Gavin Yates, Reese O'Reilly in car number 28. And a long way back to Seth Hensey, who returns to the seat of a Speedway car this evening in car number 66. But Thomson, one of the most nicely turned out street stocks we have in the West, leads the way from Avens, Aspinall, Mark Higgins, Gavin Yates, Reese O'Reilly, who has been doing a lot of racing in the last couple of months in car number 28 further back. And as our leaders just come up on Seth Hensey in a couple of moments' time. In fact, he's got the meatball flag as Seth Hensey's got a few dramas going on. Car number 66, speaking of a few dramas, Josh Aspinall's gone up in smoke in car number 7. And oil coming out of the bottom of number 7. So some mechanical woes early in the night for Aspinall and Hensey. But out of turn 4, Damon Thomson gets the white flag 1 to run. He's not too concerned about the mechanical woes for a couple of others out there. Here in heat number 2 of the street stock Collie Championship. As he exits turn number 2 and heads down the back straight. Thompson's Auto Parts Falcon getting the better of Cody Avens, who momentarily led this one. But out of turn 4 for the final time, Damon Thomson will take the heat win from Cody Avens in 31. Then a long way back to the 70. Mark Higgins will end up 3rd in the end after the misfortune of Aspinall. Then the 5 of Gavin Yates. 28, Reese O'Reilly for Collie Ben Hire will be the 5 finishers. Josh Aspinall and Seth Hensey both out in the concluding stages of heat number 2 of the Collie Street Stock Championship. Well, just the 6 starters for heat number 3 of the Street Stocks. We're coming through from the pits that Paul Briggs has got a head gasket issue with car 12. That's why it's smoking and running a bit rough, but he's going to try and get through the remainder of the program in the number 12 Falcon from right here in Collie. Bunbury's Wayne Thomson, who's traditionally been in a Falcon, finds himself in the Commodore tonight from pole position. Matt Hammond to his outside on the 4. 5, Gavin Yates. 4, Ethan Genev. 10, Damon Thomson. And the manager spoke about, Paul Briggs, will go from P6. They're your 6 starters. And event number 13. Street Stocks over 8 laps. They've gone clockwise every race tonight so far. This is only their 3rd heat. We'll see if that pattern continues for the rest of the night. Very slow rolling start on the front row, I must say, with the 2 Commodores. Thomson and Hammond. We're underway. And Matt Hammond from the outside of the front row. The Catchana Beef Commodore will lead him out of turn 2. And down the back straight for the first of 8 occasions. Paul Briggs quickly up into 3rd. That head gasket issue is not slowing down car 12. Genev and Briggs went at it in the first heat of the night. Damon Thomson out there in this one as well. Going to be hotly contested by some of the locals. Wayne Thomson, you consider him a local in these parts. He's raced here that often. Looking to the inside on Matt Hammond with 1 down and 7 remaining. And the KJB sign on the back straight nearly wore the side of the 15 of Wayne Thomson and got close to it that time around. But the Catchana Beef Commodore, Matt Hammond leading into the front straight from Thomson. Genev. Damon Thomson, no relation of Wayne, who sits in 2nd. Paul Briggs, that head gasket issue now starting to bother him a little bit in 12. He's just ahead of the 5 car, running them out of Gavin Yates. But Matt Hammond barely holding off the 3 pursuers in Wayne Thomson, Ethan Genev, and Damon Thomson as Thomson to the inside on car number 4 of Ethan Genev down there in Palmer's Corner. They work their way out of turn number 2 and down the back straight in the 10 car, now 3rd. Puts Genev back to 4th. So the 2 locals who grew up racing at this venue in Thomson and Genev battling. They're two beautifully turned out Falcons. Right behind 15 of Wayne Thomson. Finds himself in the Commodore tonight as they try and run down the Katchana Beef Commodore from the Margaret River region of Matt Hammond. Thomson, that being Damon to the inside on Wayne. Oh, they come together, and Damon Thomson suffered some steering damage out of that one in car 10. Not what we wanted to see in a heat race. We want them all to start the final. And we've got caution on the Speedway. We're yellow, yellow, yellow. And just as Damon Thomson was trying to make the move on Wayne, they've come together. Well, Matt Hammond's going to lead us back to the green here in heat number 3 of the Street Stocks, their Collie Championship for 2025-2026. Ethan Genev, Paul Briggs, Wayne Thomson. After the demise of Damon is the only Thomson out on track, and Gavin Yates is the way they run. Not as large a field as we would anticipated for the Collie Street Stock Championship, but high quality nonetheless. Matt Hammond, one of the quickest in the state these days. Leads us off turn number 4, gets us back underway. He's in car 4 along with the Collie number 4 of Ethan Genev looking to the inside. Paul Briggs, Wayne Thomson and Gavin Yates is the way they run. As Genev to the inside straight away on Matt Hammond. So we head through Cardinals Corner and into the front straight. It's car 4 versus car 4 at the head of this one. And former winner of the Collie Street Stock Championship, Ethan Genev to the inside on Matt Hammond. As they exit turn number 2 and head down the back straight past the KJB sign into turn number 3. And Genev doing everything to try and find a way past the number 4. He hails from the Margaret River region for Katchana Beef in Matt Hammond for Edge Fiberglass. Did a bit of a half moment in Palmer's corner. Genev again looking to the inside from Paul Briggs, Wayne Thomson and Gavin Yates. But with one lap to run as they exit turn number 4. Matt Hammond leads this one from Genev, Briggs, Thomson, Gavin Yates as they exit turn number 2 and head down the back straight. In the final lap of heat number 3. And Matt Hammond will score maximum points. And the Katchana Beef number 4 takes the win from Collie's Ethan Genev. Paul Briggs with that misfiring engine back there in 3rd from Wayne Thomson and Gavin Yates is the way they'll run, or the way they'll finish, with unfortunately Damon Thomson on the tow truck in heat number 2. And hopefully he can get that car turned around for the final later tonight for the Collie Street Stock Championship. But Matt Hammond, as you'd expect, one of the favourites to take victory this evening. So Mark Higgins and Cody Avens and a pair of yellow EOL Falcons on the front row here for heat number 4 of the Street Stocks. Reese O'Reilly, Seth Robinson from row 2, Colby Bosley, Dylan McGee from row 3, and Seth Hensey in 66 from the back of the bus as he's on the comeback trail in the sport. Colby Bosley slowing before we even start this one. Still under a solid yellow light. I'm not exactly sure why. Thought we'd be coming around for a start. That's not the case. I think there might be one out of position or something is not quite right, preventing us from starting this time around. This is heat number 4 of the Street Stocks Collie Championship for 2025-2026. Into the 3rd and final round of heat racing after this. In a couple of moments' time, they'll be starting with the modified sedans. Still on a solid yellow light. In fact, they've gone out now, so we'll get a start. Once again, going clockwise around the Make Smoking History Collie Speedway. In Cumbie and Coast. Match repairs Paysuit heads to the infield. Set for a dispatch. Let's see if we can have a race without a stoppage. Lost count of how many in a row. We've had a yellow. Can we go green to checker without a stoppage? We're about to find out. Track conditions pretty good if you ask me, so that's not the cause of all the stoppages. We're underway. And Cody Avens from the outside of the front row leads us off into Palmer's corner for the first of 8 occasions. Mark Higgins quickly into second as Dylan McGee and Seth Robinson battling for 4th and 5th place, just in arrears of the Collie bin high number 28 of Reese O'Reilly. And we've got a yellow. Caution on the Speedway. Colby Bosley. It's brought in the yellows. I reckon it's almost perfect. I think every race in this round has had a stoppage, at least one. And Colby Bosley has brought the yellows on, so we're going to have a complete restart. We're going to do it all again. Started with 7, we're now back to 6. Time-consuming second round of racing here tonight at the Max Bogan History Collie Speedway, to say the least. Green flag. We're underway. And the two yellow Falcons lead us off into Palmer's corner in Mark Higgins and Cody Avens. Avens narrowly has the nose in front as they head down the back straight. Look at Mark Higgins poke the nose underneath. Trying to go with him through Cardinals corner from Seth Robinson. Dylan McGee in amongst it as well in car number 101. From Reese O'Reilly and Seth Hensey for Hammond Tire and Exhaust down there in Bunbury. Rounds them out. Smoking Seth Hensey at the tail of the field. But it's Avens who leads this one. They're line astern behind him. It's going to be a pretty evenly contested heat race, you'd have to imagine. Mark Higgins. Seth Robinson working to the inside, as is the 101 of Dylan McGee, trying to make it 3 wide as they enter Palmer's corner. Robinson with a bit of a moment just in front of Dylan McGee. McGee negotiates the 17 of Seth Robinson, who had a bit of a moment on the exit. Moves up into third place. Give Mark Higgins one to go in with as well in Cardinals corner. So Street Stocks head into the front straight here at Collie on a Saturday night. And Cody Avens will be hoping for a big result tonight in the Collie Championship. He leads down the back straight. In car number 31 from Mark Higgins. Dylan McGee, your top 3. Then Seth Robinson, Reese O'Reilly. With the Hydrolink Falcon from right here in Collie, Cody Avens, former winner of the Brian Rose Memorial, always prominent in major events in street stock around Western Australia, and he brings the 31 Falcon down the back straight. From Mark Higgins, Dylan McGee, as Seth Hensey for the second time tonight limps to the infield in car number 66, the Falcon with some mechanical woes. But Avens continues to be the man of the moment in car number 31. From Mark Higgins, who's doing a nice job in second. From Dylan McGee, Seth Robinson and Reese O'Reilly. But car 31 with 2 to run in heat number 4 of the Street Stocks Collie Championship. It's Cody Avens from Mark Higgins, Dylan McGee, Seth Robinson, Reese O'Reilly. In car number 28, so head past the KJB sign, the Collie Machine Shop sign on the back straight, into turns 3 and 4 in the clockwise direction for the final time in heat number 4. Second last time in heat number 4 as they sail off on the final lap. And it's all Cody Avens. From Mark Higgins, Dylan McGee, Seth Robinson and Reese O'Reilly as they head out of turn 2 and down the back straight for the final time. And Cody Avens will score 36 points in heat number 4 of the Street Stocks. He takes the win for Hydrolink and Thomson's Auto Parts. Mark Higgins for second from Dylan McGee. Seth Robinson and Reese O'Reilly will be your 5 cars to complete the distance. Colby Bosley out on the opening lap. And Seth Hensey out on lap number 4. That was the end of heat 5 of the Street Stocks. First time tonight going anti-clockwise. Just a field of 5 to go round. Paul Briggs in 12. Mark Higgins in 70. 17 Seth Robinson. 4 Ethan Genev. 66 Collie's Seth Hensey. Your 5 starters. We'll have the 2 junior sedan finals prior to a very short 10-minute interval break to allow our officials just to use the facilities, then resume their positions for the 3 senior finals. So we come off turn number 4, Briggs and Higgins, your front row. Paul Briggs, Falcon has not been to his liking tonight with some dramas in the engine room of car 12. 8 laps is the journey for this one. Oh, around goes Seth Hensey. 66 facing the wrong way. Like to think Seth's going to get it mobile. That's not going to be the case. So we're going to pick him up with a complete restart here in heat number 5. Collie's Paul Briggs and Mark Higgins in the 70 from down the hill. Bring the Falcons to the green flag as we get back underway. Complete restart, 8 laps ahead of them as they sail off into Cardinals corner and out of turn 2 and down the back straight. And the 70 leads away. Ethan Genev from the outside of the second row has made a great start in car number 4. as Mark Higgins just slips and slides, ducks and dives off turn number 4. Genev tries to go with him, as does the 17 of Seth Robinson. Seth Henze has found the wall on the back straight in the opening lap. 66 car in more trouble than the early settlers by the looks of things. As the race up front on in earnest between Ethan Genev and Mark Higgins. Genev to the outside and hits the race lead in car number 4. Higgins trying to fight back in that the earlier model Falcon. But it's Genev who leads, former Collie champion in street stock and junior sedans in years gone by. Would love to win it again this evening here on his home patch. The Ian Gumpy and Co Smash Repairs Falcon leading the way from Mark Higgins, Seth Robinson in 17, Paul Briggs in 12. Those mechanical woes continuing to plague him, and a banged up race car for Seth Henze rounding them out. Car number 66. But Collie's Ethan Genev leads this one at the moment as he heads down the front straight from Mark Higgins, Seth Robinson. Paul Briggs further back in car number 12. Those mechanical woes in a fairly strung out affair for our street stock. We're out on track at the moment. And Ethan Genev leading the way from Mark Higgins, Seth Robinson, Paul Briggs is the way they run. And Seth Henze, I know he just wants to continue to elapse, but the car in serious distress. The tail of the field, the Spencer Motors entry. But with 2 to run, Collie's Ethan Genev looking for a great starting position in tonight's final, the Collie Street Stock Championship, as he heads down the back straight to turn number 3. Mark Higgins, Seth Robinson, your top 3, as Higgins takes the Falcon across the pole line, got a bit untidy. He brings the Falcon down the front straight. They get the white flag, 1 to run. Meatball flag out on Seth Henze in car number 66. But through turns 3 and 4, Palmer's corner for the final time. It's Collie's Ethan Genev will take the victory in car 4. Gets it done from Mark Higgins, Seth Robinson. Home in 3rd from Paul Briggs in the 12. And Seth Henze won't even greet the checker flag. He'll limp the number 66 Falcon into the infield on the final circulation. A depleted field of street stocks battling it out there in heat number 5, the penultimate heat race across all classes this evening. Well, another depleted field of 5 street stocks to go around. Matt Hammond, Dylan McGee, Cody Avens, Wayne Thomson, and Gavin Yates, your 5 starters in the final heat race of tonight's program. And Matt Hammond will lead him out of turn number 2 and down the back straight for the first of 8 occasions in that Cat China Beef Commodore. He's going to have some tough competition in the form of Collie's Cody Avens and number 31 for Hydrolink. Comes into the front straight. Dylan McGee, Wayne Thomson, and Gavin Yates. The car's out on track in this one. But out of turn 2 and down the back straight. Your leader at the moment is Matt Hammond. Cody Avens trying to find a way past. So he exits turn number 4 and head down the front straight. The Lewin Tyres Commodore is leading the way from the local from right here in Collie. And Cody Avens looking forward to that final later tonight between Genev, Avens and Hammond. It's going to be an absolute rip snorter. That's Cody Avens, the EL Falcon, which is a giant killer the last few years in West Australian street stock racing. Ranging up on Matt Hammond as they enter turn number 1. Dylan McGee back in 3rd from Wayne Thomson. And Gavin Yates rounding them out. But Avens trying to find a way past Matt Hammond as they enter turn number 3. The number 31 Hydrolink Falcon to the outside on Matt Hammond. They come into the front straight. Avens trying to find a way past Hammond. Dylan McGee back in 3rd from Wayne Thomson. And Gavin Yates, your top 5 at the moment, as Avens just can't find a way past Matt Hammond at the moment. It's a great battle between the 2 of them up front. But the 31 Falcon from right here in Collie for Thompson's Auto Parts is throwing everything at the number 4 in front of him of Matt Hammond. They enter turn number 1. Dylan McGee back in 3rd from Wayne Thomson. Very unusual to see Wayne in the Commodore tonight. There's Avens to the outside on Hammond. They enter turn number 3. Avens touches the left rear corner of the number 4 of Matt Hammond. So they head down the front straight. Dylan McGee and Wayne Thomson battling over 3rd and 4th place further back in the field. Ahead of the 5 car of Gavin Yates. As they sail into turn number 3. Avens to the outside. A bit of the fiberglasses come off. In fact, it's the plastic bumper on the front of the number 31 Falcon of Cody Avens. Such was his intent to try and find a way past Matt Hammond on the second last circulation, and now on the final lap. And we're going to go green to checker without a stoppage, and it's going to go the way of Matt Hammond. 2 heat wins tonight for the driver of car number 4. He gets it done. Avens, fine job to be the runner-up from the 101 of Dylan McGee. Further back to the 15, Wayne Thomson, and rounding them out, car number 5 of Gavin Yates. Well, the 30-lap Collie Street Stock Championship A-Main is set for a dispatch off turn number 4. 11 starters to go around. It's going to be a marathon, a race of attrition possibly. You just got to be there at the end. The 2 number 4s, Geneve and Hammond on the front row. We're green. They head off into Cardinals Corner for the first of 30 occasions, and Matt Hammond from the Margaret River region leads down the back straight for the first time. Cody Avens quickly up to challenge Ethan Geneve, and also Matt Hammond for the lead. They're 3 wide on the exit of turn number 4, coming into the front straight. It's Hammond, Geneve, Avens, your top 3. Paul Briggs trying to stay with him, albeit with an engine which is not performing as he would like. But these 3 are preempted in the heat races. Would be the 3 duking it out for this year's Collie Championship for Street Stock. 2 down and 28 remaining. It's the Lewin Tyres Commodore. Matt Hammond leading the way. Started on the first couple of rows for the national title at Latrobe in Tasmania earlier this year. Unlucky not to finish on the podium on that event. But he leads the way from Ethan Geneve and Cody Avens, your top 3. As they exit turn number 4 and head down the front straight. Paul Briggs back in 4th from Damon Thomson. And then Wayne. Good to see Damon back out there after missing in a heat race earlier this evening. Wayne Thomson, Seth Robinson, Mark Higgins. Seth Hensey and Higgins get together. Oh! Ollie Yates, or Gavin Yates I should say, and Reese O'Reilly taking evasive action. Mark Higgins facing the wrong way. The exit of turn number 2 will pick him up the single file restart with 4 down and 26 laps remaining. Gavin Yates looks like he has a flat right front tyre. His race is over. He'll take no further part in car number 5. See from my vantage point, he's got a flat right front tyre. Sean Fitzgerald will just wander over and give him the bad news. Flat right front tyre. It's game over for Gavin Yates in this Street Stock final. So 26 laps remain. Here tonight in Collie, penultimate race of the opening race meeting of the season. And Matt Hammond would love to start the new season, albeit he's been doing some racing at Ellenbrook and Karratha and other places like that over the winter months. The southern season, he'd like to start the southern season with a win here in the Collie Street Stock Championship. So a minus Mark Higgins. Seth Hensey is out. Gavin Yates is out. In fact, no, Seth Hensey's still out there. Mark Higgins is out. Gavin Yates gone. So a reduced field to continue. With still 26 laps to contend with. Josh Aspinall was out early in the night in the Street Stock class. Colby Bosley, a non-starter in this particular race as well in the 78. So it's been a little bit of a race, or a night of attrition for our Street Stocks. Seth Hensey banged up on that right front corner from earlier in the night. The Hammond Tire and Exhaust, number 66. So Seth Hensey given the bad news. He won't be able to continue on in this three-stock final. So just 8 cars to contend the last 26 laps. The Collie three-stock championship. Depleted is the word I'd use for the three-stock field tonight, but the quality at the front of the field, outstanding. So Matt Hammond will bring him back to the green flag this time around. 3 locals to contend with. Back that 4 locals behind him. Genev, the 2 Thomsons. Oh, Damon Thomson and Cody Avens and Paul Briggs. All trying to take on the visitor and Matt Hammond as they head off into turn number 1. For the first time after the restart, and it's Matt Hammond leading the way. So head down the back straight into turn number 3. Genev and Avens in hot pursuit. As they exit turn number 4 and head down the front straight, Matt Hammond. The Katchana Beef Commodore holding off Genev, Avens, and Paul Briggs at the moment. They exit turn 2 and head down the back straight. Cody Avens, as he has done all night, just working the pole line beautifully. In the Hydrolink, number 31, Falcon is our leader. Matt Hammond had a bit of a moment on the exit of turn number 4. Avens to the outside. On Genev, that early model Falcon of Avens. Hasn't seen it too high on the racetrack throughout the night, but he's got it working beautifully. Sails around the outside of Ethan Genev up into second place, trying to run down Matt Hammond. As they exit turn number 4, the Katchana Beef Commodore. Matt Hammond for Mendez Race Engines leads the way. There comes the Hydrolink number 31. Cody Avens on the charge. The EL Falcon motoring forward as he comes up on Matt Hammond. Nearly gives him a touch on the back bumper as they enter turn number 3. 3/4 track high. Here comes Collie's Cody Avens. What's he got for Matt Hammond? They head into the front straight. We're not even a third of the way through this one. They enter Cardinals Corner, and you think it's only a matter of time before Cody Avens sails around the outside of Matt Hammond and hits the front in the back straight. As they head past the KJB sign into Palmer's Corner. Matt Hammond fighting back on the low line of the Commodore. What a great battle for the lead for the Collie three-stock championship for 2025. Matt Hammond on the low line. Cody Avens on the outside. They're still side by side as they exit turn number 2. Matt Hammond puts the nose back in front. The Lewin Tyres Commodore goes back to the front. Avens fighting back. The racetrack supreme at the moment. You can run low, you can run high, you can bang doors as you come to the line. Great stuff from 2 of the best in the business. Avens on the outside. Hammond on the low line. They exit turn number 2. And the Commodore, the former Tasmanian resident in our calls, the southwest of our state home, in Matt Hammond, holding off Avens. Avens 3/4 track high again, trying to motor by. Hammond on the outside. They enter turn number 1 in front of the bar area. Hammond on the low line. Avens again around the outside. The Hydrolink Falcon tries to shut the door, and Hammond as they enter turn number 3. What a great battle for the race leaders. They exit turn number 4. Avens on the outside. Once again, the Hydrolink Falcon goes around the outside of Matt Hammond. They enter Cardinals Corner. A long gap back to Ethan Genev. I haven't called anybody other than these two for about 5 laps. Long way back to Genev. He's holding off another Collie local and Paul Briggs. Wayne Thomson is 5th. He's won this event many times before. Damon Thomson 6th from Seth Robinson. And the Collie Ben High number 28 of Reese O'Reilly. But ever so slightly, I think Cody Avens might be getting the better of the battle between himself and Margaret Rivers, Matt Hammond. They head down the back straight into turn number 3 here at the Makesburg New Street Collie Speedway. What a great way to start the season it's been on this fairly cool but beautiful Saturday night in the southwest. We're here in Coal Town for the Speedway Sedan Racing tonight here in WA. And Cody Avens getting the better of his battle between himself and Matt Hammond. They exit turn number 4. The 31 for Thomson's Auto Parts right here in Collie. Matt Hammond's not done with. He has a bit of a lunge to the inside on Matt Hammond down there in turn number 1. Long gap back to Genev, Briggs, Wayne Thomson rounding out your top 5. And his namesake Damon back in 6th. But the interest lies up front between these two. They're really duking it out. It's the 31 of Avens and the 4 of Hammond. They enter Cardinals Corner. Matt Hammond's not done with. This has been a great race between two of the best in the state. You can see the big racing they do with the Blue Ribbon events. It's really paying dividends. They race all over the state. Karratha, Kalgoorlie, Esperance, all over the state with all the different big events and chasing the big titles. They're here tonight at Collie, streeting away from the field a long way back to Genev, Briggs and Wayne Thomson, your top 5. But barring a stoppage, the rest of them won't catch these two. They're long gone at the moment. The older model EL Falcon of Collie's Cody Avens holding off the VZ Commodore of Matt Hammond for Edge Fiberglass and Lewin Tyres down there in the southwest corner of our state. They exit turn number 2. Wayne Thomson further back, lunges to the inside of Paul Briggs. And Wayne Thompson's now 4th. The Bunbury veteran might even get on the podium with a bit of luck in this event. In car number 15, the Commodore, always known Tomo on the Ford, but he's in the Commodore tonight. Here at the Makes Making History Collie Speedway, they exit turn number 2. Hammond to the low line on Avens. They head down the back straight past the KJB sign into turn number 3. And Matt Hammond, a little bit of smoke coming from the number 4. Hikes the left front wheel as they enter turn number 3 that last time around. He's not done with yet. They exit turn 4 and head down the front straight. Long way back to Genev. Wayne Thomson 5th. Damon Thomson. Wayne Thompson's 4th, I should say, from Damon Thomson now 5th. Paul Briggs, those engine woes not helping him at all. He's now a distant 6th from Seth Robinson and Reese O'Reilly, the 8 cars that remain on track. But this one's far from over between Cody Avens in 31 and the 4 of Matt Hammond. They exit Cardinals Corner and head down the back straight. Matt Hammond got a great run on the bottom side of the racetrack on the exit of turn number 2, ranging up on Cody Avens. They enter turn number 3. The passing flag for Reese O'Reilly, oh so critical for our leaders. They exit turn number 4, Matt Hammond. He was irresistible in the national title over at Tassie back in March, was Matt Hammond. He needed a bit of luck on his side. It wasn't with him that night. Will he have some luck tonight in the Collie Street Stock Championship? They enter Palmer's Corner, negotiate the lap car. Reese O'Reilly's just hugging the pole line as they exit turn number 4. They head down the front straight. Matt Hammond with a lunge into turn number 1, trying to find a way past Cody Avens. They exit turn number 2, down the back straight. Hammond just about had the nose underneath of Avens as they exited turn number 2. The EL Falcon is a little bit off the curb down there in Palmer's. Matt Hammond looking to the inside, gives him a touch on the left rear quarter panel, trying to unsettle the 31 of Collie's Cody Avens. The local wants to keep the Collie Championship here in Coletown. Down the back straight, Matt Hammond throwing everything at him. This has been the race of the night. Only a small field in this 3-stock final, but putting on a brilliant show. The 2 out in front, 2 of the best in the state, putting on a great show of Speedway Sedan. Street stock racing here tonight at the Makes Making History Collie Speedway. Avens exits turn number 2. Matt Hammond trying to run him down. They head into turn number 3 through Palmer's. A couple of them are starting to smoke. They're starting to labour home. Wayne Thompson's running down Ethan Genev for the final spot on the podium. This is a marathon, 30 laps around the 500 metre Collie Speedway. They exit turn number 2 and head down the back straight. What's Matt Hammond got up his sleeve? He's lost a couple of car lengths to Avens. They're going to come up on the lap car of Seth Robinson in a couple of moments' time. Down the front straight, it's Avens from Hammond. They enter Cardinals Corner. Long way back to Ethan Genev. He's holding off the fast closing Wayne Thomson. I think Genev's number 4's in strife. The smoke starting to come from the end. Gumpy and Case Match Repairs Falcon. They're half a lap behind the leaders. Thompson and Genev, 2 household surnames of street stock racing at this venue over the journey. Genev and Thomson, as is the Avens surname. Cody Avens, his dad Greg's the president here in Collie these days. He comes up on Seth Robinson, does our leader. Cody Avens in car number 31 through Palmer's Corner. The passing flag for Seth Robinson as our leaders negotiate turn number 4 down the front straight. 2 to run. 2 laps between Cody Avens and a Collie Championship. He exits turn number 2. Down the back straight past the KGB sign for the second last time. Matt Hammond's got one last opportunity to find a way past the 31. They exit turn number 4. What a welcome sight it will be for a Cody Avens. The white flag from Ian Crow. 1 to run. The Catchana Beef Commodore trying to find a way past Avens as Paul Briggs expires on the back straight right in front of our leaders. He limps the 12th out of the infield. Stays out of harm's way, but bring him home, Collie. What a performance. He runs wide coming into the front straight, but it doesn't matter. He gets it done. Cody Avens holds off a brilliant, a spirited challenge from Matt Hammond in the Street Stock final here tonight. Ethan Genev barely holds off Wayne Thomson for 3rd. The final spot on the podium. Tomo will be 4th. Damon Thomson 5th, and the Thomson's Auto Parts Falcon. They'll be the only 5 cars to finish on the lead lap. But Cody Avens, we've saved some of the best to last here tonight on the opening night of the season here in Collie. His dad Greg's pretty pumped. He had an unbelievable challenge from the Catchana Beef Commodore of Matt Hammond. 30 laps of door-to-door, wheel-to-wheel street stock racing. Holden versus Ford at its very best. That's what we love. Absolutely great stuff. That's just a small sample piece to the coal miner coming up next month, which will be over 2 big nights in November. That was awesome. His mum Tracy, his dad Greg, they're pretty pumped with that result as well. Matt Hammond, what a performance from Matt Hammond. You can't discount that at all. There's no harm in running second in that race. That was an absolute epic street stock final. A small field, but absolutely brilliant between the 2 out in front. Hammond and Avens, I'll say it again, that is just a small entree sample for what's coming up for the coal miner next month, when we've got some of the best in street stock racing here in WA coming to the coal town here in Collie. But Collie's Cody Avens starts the new summer at his home track in the best possible fashion with a big win in the Collie Street Stock Championship. Over 30 wonderful laps. He's about to take the Falcon for Hydrolink and Thomson's Auto Parts to victory lane. And he'll climb from the car as well, I hope, in a couple of moments' time. It's the photos as well for the Collie Speedway Facebook page. You give Collie Speedway a like on Facebook any opportunity that you get. You'll unbuckle the belts, take the safety gear off, and climb from the number 31. Hashtag EL Nation. Plenty of still EL fans out there. The older models have still got it in them. Looking forward to the coal miner now. Whew. It's a small sample size. That's what Collie Speedway can serve up for the street stocks. As he climbs from the car, Collie, you got to love that performance from one of your locals. Defeats the visiting driver in Matt Hammond as he climbs from the car. One more time, Collie, for Cody Avens. Great job. And the Hydrolink Falcon goes to victory lane.
Third place tonight, the bloke that probably worked the hardest out here, Ethan Genev.
I'd like to thank all my sponsors on the car. I've got a few silent partners that do a lot of work behind the scenes so I can race. All my family, just do everything so I can do it. All Collie Speedway sponsors and all the volunteers we have here so we can race. It's good. And the other drivers tonight, cheers, Matty, Cody. I thought we were going to have a good race, but he's blew the doors off me.
Just on that, I'm sure we saw it, but these blokes, you know, sometimes you see them 2 wide on the first lap. They were 3 wide. for 2 laps at the start of that race, and I'm thinking, how are we not going to destroy something here? And there was that much respect, and well, I don't know, I suppose it was, but I saw Nuno and
It was all a fluke.
so it was good running. Second place in the club championships, Matt Hammond.
No, thank you. Thanks, Greg. Cheers, mate. This is a win for me because for the last, I don't know, 5 months we haven't finished the bloody whole race meeting in this car, and without Nino and Chloe and Dave fixing the car and finally finding the problem which wanted me to give up racing, really good to finish it. Collie, it's an unreal club to be a part of. As Greg always says, it's our club, and it's a bloody terrific club. All the volunteers that do all this here in Collie, I'll be back here every meeting, and yeah, I love it. Thank you.
Righto, and now the bloke that's yeah, he's probably in a little bit of a yellow patch, I suppose, not a purple patch, but we had one get away from him, but he had a good run up at Karratha with Matt, and he's won his club championship tonight. Cody Evans.
Bloody banana. Never gets work. Yeah, Greggy does all the work.
Got to draw some nail.
Firstly, I've got to thank Zoe for putting up with me spending all my time in the shed, not working on the EL, but just doing everything else. Everyone that's helped out here through the off-season to get the track out was tonight, and all the improvements around the place, and all the other drivers for some real good racing tonight. Cheers.